All right, new update to a story I did a little bit ago, about a month ago or so. In Vermont, the governor has now pardoned nearly 200 people for marijuana. Now, I reported that he could have possibly pardoned like 10,000, 20,000 people. Now, I don't know the details of why this didn't happen on as big of a scale as some people were predicting or even Shumlin was hoping for. But on his way out the door, one of his final acts as Vermont's governor, Peter Shumlin, Democrat, has issued pardons for 192 people convicted of possessing small amounts of marijuana. Back in December, he gave roughly about 2 or 3 weeks to inmates or people with records to fill out this form on his webpage and basically ask them to pardon them and clear their histories of any charges or, tarnished record. And this was only for nonviolent marijuana offenders. It didn't have another stipulation here was something about it couldn't have been a situation where you were driving while under the influence. So there was some catches there. But for all in all, the potential to let a lot of people out of prison or to clear people's records up was great. Shumlin, he signed a bill in 2013 to criminalize marijuana in Vermont, and he continuously, we'll say, vocally supported the legalization of and taxing of marijuana in Vermont all the way up until even the last days that he was governor. In his final State of the State address, he called upon a legislator to legalize marijuana. In a historic vote, the Senate voted in February to pass a legalization bill, but unfortunately it died in the House. And if I remember correctly, that was some Democrats that were against it because they were claiming that it set up some kind of roadside farm stand distribution network. I don't know. It didn't sound like something Democrats should be saying. And they were also talking about, we're sending the wrong message to the youth. That's not a Democratic talking point, dude. Sorry. All right. Incoming Governor Phil Scott is a Republican who served as lieutenant governor under Shumlin, but he's not out there just talking about anything to do with marijuana. And a spokesman for the incoming governor said that he, quote, does not feel now is the time to legalize marijuana. Now is the time to keep arresting people for marijuana. Now is the time to bust people for selling marijuana because we decriminalized it and, there's still a black market. Cops need something to do in their spare time between donut shop stops. Quote, Vermont should look to the other states who have legalized to learn what we can around the public safety and social impacts of the policy and then have the conversation with more information. Hey, dipshit, Colorado's been legal for a while now. We have the numbers. The numbers are in. I've done reports about the numbers. Rebecca Kelly or whatever. We know what's going on. No huge public safety problems. None. Zero. All right? And they get these fucking idiots that cook up these numbers in Colorado like, huge increase, 60% increase in kids going to the emergency room because they ate the fucking Medable. 6 to 9 isn't a fucking huge increase. 6 to 11, it's 80% increase or whatever you want to call it. That's just a number that you use to scare someone with. You didn't just say, instead of 6 people, 9 people showed up in the emergency room. Because you don't want to fucking diminish your ridiculous talking point. So again, we know what to learn. Public safety, social impacts. What does that even mean? Social means, an impact. If you put the two together, it means what people are doing affects people around them. Impacts, which even seems like more of a strong word than effects. Like impacts has some kind of a negative impact, of a negative effect. None. Public safety, none. Social impacts? What are you talking about? I mean, I know the reefer madness behind it. Oh, yeah, you're going to be dumb and lazy and productivity is going to go to shit and all that. You fucking crazy. Look at Colorado. They have gained like thousands of jobs, almost 20,000 new jobs just this year alone from because of the recreational marijuana. There's a good social impact. Public safety impact, no effect on driving, drug, killing people, nobody overdosing and dying, nobody dying, nobody ever died, nobody ever will die. It's marijuana. So we got the information. She says, for the up-and-coming legislative session, the governor-elect is focused on tackling more immediate economic issues facing Vermont and Vermonters. There you go. That's another right-wing talking point. Well, we got more important things to worry about, like the budget and how we can fucking cook it so that it gives all the money. We just take more money from the poor people and give it to the rich people. That's what Republicans do. You might start figuring it out that I don't really like Republicans a whole lot. If you got any reasons why I should like Republicans, put them in the fucking comments section below. I'd like to see why I should like Republicans. Because to me, they're against the very freedoms that I fucking fight for all the time. Yeah, I was in the service too, so if you want to go there, I fought for your freedoms there too, motherfucker. Shumlin served 3 terms as governor. Why didn't you legalize marijuana then? I mean, I'm so sick of people like, oh shit, there's a fucking Republican about to take over. Wish things weren't as shitty as they are. Wish we could have done more. Wish we could do a Hail Mary like Obama. No, you could have. You could have. You were the governor. You could have focused on that shit. And that could have been something that could have been part of your legacy. But no, you don't have a legacy. Shumlin's legacy is that he let a couple hundred people out of prison that should have never been there in the fucking first place. So there's your legacy. There's all your Democratic legacy. There's no. I don't favor Democrats over Republicans because they're good for marijuana. They just, by and large, take a hands-off approach. I can't tell you who that Democrat was that legalized marijuana somewhere, anytime, ever, because there fucking ain't one. All right? Even the governor of Colorado, Heckenlooper, was fucking opposed to legalizing recreational marijuana when it fucking happened. He did it with his fucking, kicking and screaming, and then after it was legalized, even a year later, still talking shit about it. He's part of the thing that they use in the Reefer Madness in the 2016 election to talk about Colorado. Because he fucking ain't, there's no party out there except for the Green Party and the Libertarians, who aren't even real parties, I would argue, that are for legalizing marijuana. And this is just a basic civil rights issue, in my opinion. Why should you arrest somebody for something that they do that doesn't harm anybody? So, he did not seek re-election in 2016. In 2013, Shumlin signed a law decriminalizing possession of less than an ounce. Under Vermont's 2013 decriminalization law, individuals convicted of minor marijuana possessions may request to have qualifying offense expunged from their record through the court process. During his 6 years in office, Shumlin has issued 208 pardons, so he just kind of started doing this shit recently. More than any governor in the history of Vermont, according to the governor's office. It's not a big bragging point, and I'm pretty sure you only beat the last guy's record by a little bit. Governor-elect Phil Scott will be sworn in on Thursday. So, good luck, Vermont. I did a report earlier about how Vermont in their legislative session was maybe looking at legalizing recreational marijuana, and there's a couple people that were floating it. My update on that is that they didn't float it hard enough, and it might not even come up in session. That's sad. But, not to be completely lost on it, the proponents are still there. And I think they have some passion behind them. Who knows? It's really hard to find passion for marijuana legalization in the government these days, even though 65% of the fucking population of this country say that they want marijuana legalized and regulated, but yet we can't get people in our own government who are supposed to be representative of us. We can't even get one person to be a fucking honest player in this shit. And it's always the surprising people that are when it does happen. And it should no longer surprise anybody that Democrats are not fucking moving to do shit on this whole legalization thing, man. They're not the liberals. They're not the progressives, especially on marijuana. The Republicans are certainly not that. They're the fucking prohibitionists. We need somebody that's there for us. And, you know, I made a video a long time ago about it. The only person I've seen in the government today that is for legalizing marijuana is Bernie fucking Sanders. But I doubt we'll ever see anything that he's going to be able to do as the Vermont senator. I mean, I don't even know if he's in the marijuana caucus that was just formed. But I do know that he is on our side. Other than him, I don't know. We'll see.